like not sugarcoating things, but sharing heart and giving value to other people, really just being a person that is connecting with other people and more about the other person than themselves.
Awesome. Okay, love it. Okay, Aaron.
I think consistency with everything they do, whether it's being intentional, talking to people, whatever it may be outside of the club, being on your products, just consistently, hitting it on all levels, day in and day out.
Love it. Okay, let me go across my screen. Nicole and Lay. Go ahead, Lay. You had it. You just said something.
Somebody that definitely has the vision painted, for the team. That's it.
I love it. Okay, Nicole.
There's so many things going through my head right now. Shit. I'm trying to think of one that wasn't said already. Honestly, I think I don't want to say consistency, dedication. I think working from a place of authenticity is super important, because when you're working from a place of like being genuine, everything that you do is gonna flow through that. So when you're authentic and when you're being genuine about what you're doing, you're gonna act with integrity. You're gonna be consistent. All those things are gonna fall in place, I believe, when you operate from that space. So.
Okay, awesome. And April. Oh, April, can't hear you. It might be the headphones.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There you go. I can't hear y'all. Hold on. Okay, got it?
Yep.
Yay. Okay, so for me, some of the things is that I noticed that they genuinely care for their team members' success. Yes, they want to succeed themselves, but it also shows that it's not just about them. It's about everybody as a family. And like the other saying, they follow through with what they're going to say. So if they say they're going to be there to help you with any silly question that we might have, y'all are there to do it. And that's one thing that I really appreciate, and approachable is a big one.
Awesome.
For me. So
okay. Perfect. Melanie.
How did I know? Okay, there's a few of the same that somebody else had said, but someone who is a visionary, drive, motivation, no matter what, regardless of, they have the drive and motivation regardless of their circumstances. Someone who is genuine, and someone who is able to stay humble during their climbed success.
Awesome. Love it. Okay, Marcos.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so mainly a person of action with, like Melanie said, no matter what attitude, just initiative and action.
Love it. You said it so fast, I was trying to write it down, and I was like, oh, he's done. Okay. Initiative and action. Got it. Okay. Shauna. Oh, Shauna, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Got it. Ready?
There's so many good points.
And even if one is repeated, you guys, it's okay, right? Not a big deal, but just share what you feel.
Honestly, with being real with yourself, you can't be fake. So if you're real within, then it'll shine through to others.
Yeah, love it. I think a lot of authenticity is coming out. Okay, Tiffany.
Someone that acts out of purpose and not emotion. So like they're very clear on what they're going for and what they're doing, and they're not going to really let anything like get in the way of their vision. So
awesome. Kanda.
For me, it's somebody that's I've always noticed everybody's always growing and learning, no matter what level they're at. So that really has stuck with me for so far this year.
Awesome. Always a learner. Okay. Brock, can you unmute while you drive?
Hear me okay?
Yep.
I would say commitment to bettering yourself every single day, knowing that the better that you get, the better that you can make other people around you.
Love it. Rachel.
Their work ethic and their dedication.
Got it. Amy.
Someone who is consistent and that has a product results.
Love it. Tori.
Someone who's organized and knows what the goal is and what it's going to take to reach it and shares it with the team.
So knows the goals. Okay. Megan and Amber.
I definitely agree with somebody who follows through, who has grit, who is courageous, and who, instead of allowing the seasons to overcome or take them, they grow through it.
Love it.
I definitely would agree with the courageous, and then someone who never stops working, who is constantly working on either themselves or somebody else.
Love it. Claudia.
Definitely somebody that's an example, who say who they are, somebody that's consistent and no matter what attitude.
Got it. Camera.
Okay. In service everything, but I got this to what your question is because you did.
Camera. Camera.
Like how you like. Can you hear me?
No. It might be best if you just type it. Camera. Might be best if you just type it. We love you. Someone, let's watch out for the chat groups for camera. Okay.
Sorry.
Crystal, you want to unmute?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Realism, drive, and not just drive to make yourself better, but drive to make your whole team better.
Love it. Perfect. Christy, if you can unmute and share.
I would say show up, regardless if there's one person. You can learn from each other or just, catch up on stuff and help each other out.
Love it. Show up if only there's one person. And then I think I got everyone except for Kimra. So let's see, Kimra's got it in the chat group. Okay, genuine, positive, and consistent. Okay, awesome, perfect. All right, did I get everybody? If I didn't get you, just unmute and you can share. But I think I tried to write everybody down. So you guys, if you were writing it down or maybe you were taking like a mental note of what everyone was saying, think about all those things, right? And you've heard at the trainings that we've been to before, do you exude those qualities that you find so attractive in leadership? Right? So if you're someone who is like, okay, I really think that leaders connect with everybody. I really think that they're the most consistent people. I really think that they're dedicated and integrous 100% of the time, and they have a no matter what attitude. Whatever things that you listed, are those the qualities that you yourself are really working on and becoming better at? Does that make sense? So if that's what your go-to, like what really fires you up and what really like gets you excited and motivated, are those the things that you're working on yourself, right? Because we can want to be at whatever pin level it is, we can want to change our royalties however much, but if we're not consistently working on ourselves, you guys, we've heard this millions of times, right? If we're not consistently working on ourselves and getting better, there's no possible way that you're going to grow your royalty check. And at the end of the day, it's true. Like, you have to grow as a person before you get the pin. And I'm going to say that again. If you've never taken that note down, it is 100% spot on. So in order for you to really reach that pin level, you have to become the person that's deserving of that pin. And, you know, like, I'll share with you guys, you know, our recent journey, right? Like, we just had, as a team, we just had the best success ever. Now, did that happen overnight? No. I mean, some of you have been around since we started, right? Some of you guys have just gotten started in the last year or two, but what you haven't seen is you may not see all the time the personal growth that goes into it. You may not see the struggles. You may not see the rejection. You may not see how many times that we've heard no. You may not have seen how many times we cried about things. You know, like, you guys don't realize what all goes into changing your pin, and it's a lot. But to whom much is given, much is expected. So you guys, it's really like, I always say it's not a game. So whenever you're really working on changing your pin, you have to take it personally. And that's why I said in the beginning, like, we don't have to come on here and do a rah, 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 like, you're so awesome. You guys are all awesome. But at the same time, you have to realize, like, for those of you who really want to grow and to become a better leader, you're going to have to take personal responsibility for the growth of your success personally. So what are you doing every single day that's different than the person that you were being 30 days ago? What are you doing tomorrow that's different from the person that you were being 60 days ago or 90 days ago? Or are you still operating as the same person that you were 90 days ago? If you are, you're not going to change. You're not going to grow. So what personal gauges have you been keeping for yourself, right? Like, do you have a new product result? Do you have new preferred members? Do you have new distributors? And that's why we had you turn in that Google form, right? Some of you guys may have been, like, either pumped up that you had X amount of preferred members in your front line and X amount of supervisors in levels 1 through 3. And then some of you may have been like, oh crap, my supervisors in levels 1 through 3 hasn't changed in the last year, right? And that's not, if we're not getting new supervisors every single month, your royalties will not grow. And there's some of you on here that are newer to the business, but the person that wanted you to be on believes in you and believes in your potential, okay? So this wasn't an open call. This was a call to where we hand-selected people to come on and who were ready to go. So congrats to everybody. Like, it's go time. So I'm going to go through some notes that we collectively took together as a group. Okay, so what all of us have in common, okay, if you're taking notes, all of us have in common that we are inside of a nutrition club. Okay, now, as someone that's inside of a nutrition club, you have access to one of the best tools possible inside of your Herbalife business. Why? Because you're in front of people all day long, okay? Maybe you just opened a new nutrition club, right? Maybe you've been in the same nutrition club for a couple years. No matter the situation, you have a 4-wall establishment where you're in front of people all day, whether that's a 4-hour shift, 6-hour shift, whatever it is. Maybe you're about to open a club and you're going to be in front of people all day. You guys, whatever the situation is, bottom line, you're in front of people all day. That is a huge, massively huge benefit in growing your royalties. It's a massive benefit in changing your position in the marketing plan. Would you guys agree? It's kind of hard to sit at home and be like, let me talk to 20 people today and have a quality conversation. If you're in a nutrition club, you can literally have people walking into your door when you're doing the invites and they're there. And if you're listening and your ears are open, you have all of the capabilities to talk to someone about trial pack, preferred member, distributor, what's the dream, right? Like what is their goal? What do they want in life? All of those things. You can have those conversations inside the nutrition club. The only reason why we're not is number one, because we're scared, or number two, because we're lazy. So we're either scared to make the conversation switch, or we're just lazy and we're just going to make shakes because that's where we're comfortable, right? Like you guys you can probably agree that sometimes you're tired. Sometimes you don't want to make the shake. Sometimes you don't feel like making another freaking tea, right? But regardless, every single morning when we wake up, we go into the nutrition club and you have a job to do. The job is to serve people, and the job is to use that nutrition club to change your PIN. Nutrition clubs will change your royalty check faster than anything else. And like our whole 18 months, you guys, as a team has totally proved that. There's multiple new tab team members, okay, so many more new world team members, all that stuff. The main thing is like, let's bring some awareness to what are we doing every single day when we walk into the club. If you were to write down on your sheet of paper right now, what quality conversations did you have about the products? What quality conversations did you have about becoming a preferred member? What quality conversations did you have about being a distributor or the business opportunity? That's the main gauge that you have to keep for yourself every single day, is what quality conversations are you having? And so the vision that I want to give you guys is creating 10,000 volume points personally without the nutrition club. So, and why do I say this? Is because if you can create 10,000 volume points by just building preferred members and client base and building distributors up to supervisor consistently, your nutrition club becomes a lot more fun. Why is that? Because you're not so stressed out about having to make shakes to make money. What you can really start to do is you can start to have fun and create an environment where you just want to help people and love on people and thrive and grow, because you've built the skill sets to be able to get clients and get preferred members and build distributors. So when you walk into the club, you're like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's make some shakes, right? Like, let's make some teas. All at the same time, because you're building preferred members and you're building clients, and you're not just relying on that one method of making shakes and teas to put money in your pocket and to recruit distributors. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, drop a 1 in the comment. So here's the difference between the two. Let's say I'm walking into the nutrition club and I'm like, oh my God, this is the only way that I'm like making money. This is the only way that I'm getting volume is from this nutrition club. And the nutrition club is slow, and this person gets the same damn shake all the time, and I'm just irritated and whatever it is. Like, trust me, if you haven't got to that point yet, you will. And a lot of you are smiling because you're like, oh, yeah, I've been there. Okay. But here's the flip side of it, is when you can start to really take personal responsibility, okay, and start to grow your preferred member base consistently, grow your client base consistently, you just wake up differently. You're like, I can do it all. I can go into the nutrition club and have fun and make shakes and make teas and recruit a preferred member and recruit a distributor and get them to senior consultant in a day. Like, I can recruit 10 people this month and get them 5 to supervisor. When you start to build those skill sets, you don't have to just rely on the one skill of making shakes and teas. Is that clear? Like, everybody good with that? That's the vision, is we are creating through the boot camp calls, creating entrepreneurs who don't just rely on shake and tea making. You guys all will develop skill sets to where you can recruit preferred members better, to where you can recruit distributors better, and build supervisors more consistently. Okay, that's the whole vision and purpose. So we didn't put a timeline on, like, we're gonna run this call for 90 days, okay? We're just gonna run this call for a good amount of time to where we're all changing our PIN. Can everybody agree to that? Like, we're all gonna come on here and work together every Thursday at 8:30, going over different criteria, leadership skills, personal development, nutrition club skills, okay, all of that stuff where we're growing consistently together. So what we're asking of you guys is just be on time and just be ready to grow every single week. If you're really ready to change your PIN and ready to see your royalty check change, you don't have to set an alarm for these things. Like, it should be in your planner for the next 2 months written out tonight. Like, no big deal. Oh, I already know. I'm here at 8:30 on a Thursday because I'm ready to change my royalty check. Okay? So one thing I'm going to have Nicole share about is really starting to get serious about scheduling yourself and why. And real quick, Nicole, before I pass it to you, there was a couple of just conversations throughout the last couple of days. You guys, whenever you start to move up the marketing plan, what do we always say is like freedom, right? You get to Get Team or Active World Team and 2.5 and Millionaire Team, and you're like, freedom, like I got time freedom, okay? But what are we doing with that time is the most important question. So yes, you may have freedom. Yes, you may have more operators working at your nutrition club. Yes, you may be at a higher level in the marketing plan. But what are you doing with the time now that you have freedom with? So Nicole, go ahead and take it away.
All right, so I was having a conversation with someone earlier today, and I had brought up the idea of it's wonderful because obviously we do this business, you guys, to have some time freedom, right? But at the same time, we have to be conscious that we don't get too carried away with time freedom, because as entrepreneurs, that's what we are, we have to schedule our time. And I say this from experience, because when I first started in the nutrition club, I was there pretty much by myself. So single club owner. And when I left there, it was straight to get the kids, get them situated, then back to the nutrition club. So I didn't have a lot of time in the beginning, probably for the first solid year. Didn't really have a lot of time. So when I began getting club operators and I had a little bit more freedom, right? I was able to leave the club at 12 o'clock, or I had a day off. Leilani was one of my first club operators. So I was able to take a Wednesday off. And it's funny because I actually remember my first day off, and I hit Active World Team that day. And I remember that day so vividly because I was at the nail salon, but I was working. But anyways, moving forward. But I went through a phase that when I got off, I would hit the gym, but that was pretty much it. So I would hit the gym, and then the rest of the day was my free day, or free time until if I had to go back to the club. And I had to kind of check myself with, okay, Nicole, you need to schedule your time because you're not building like you need to be building. So I really had to look inward and say, okay, yes, I'm, my shift ends at 12, but what am I doing from 12 to 3? So what I ended up doing is I would either stay at the nutrition club and either meet with somebody, or I would sit there and just use that time to message people. And you kind of got to get honest with yourself. Like me, I know if I come home, I'm not going to work, really. There are some days that I have come home and I work and I do great. But most of the time, that's not the case. So if I come home, I'm either going to start cleaning or I'm going to get lazy. So really scheduling your time. If you work a 6 to 12 shift, schedule an hour or 2 hours after that at the nutrition club, making appointments or with your distributors or clients or new people. And that's really back to the personal responsibility of keeping yourself accountable. Because I know when I do that, and when I shifted that for myself, I seen a huge difference with my volume and stuff. And then just the recruiting process. So if you notice yourself getting a little lax with oh, I'm off, I'm done, let me get out of the club, really just kind of take a step back and kind of figure out what you have to do to keep yourself accountable. So
yeah, you guys, seriously, that is probably the best information that you could really ever have as you're growing, because Herbalife is amazing, right? You're your own boss, but at the same time, you're either going to be like, oh, I'm the boss. Like, let me just do what I would like to do today. Okay. I have to get stuff done. Like, I don't have time to do it any other day. Okay. Or you can say, you know what? I have not had quality conversations today about getting someone on the products, becoming a preferred member, or becoming a distributor. So I still need work to do. I still have to do my job. And then I can go to the gym, and then I can do X, whatever it is. So you guys, you just have to hold yourself to that higher standard. And I promise you, if you cannot hold yourself to that higher standard, you're not going to change your PIN. Whatever you sent in that marketing plan goal of 2019, if it was active world team, get team, whatever it was, there was 22 responses, whatever the response was. If you're not changing something that you're doing every day, those simple daily disciplines, okay, you will not change your PIN. So look at what you did today. Look at what you did yesterday. Did you have enough quality conversations to get a client? Did you have enough quality conversations to get a preferred member? Did you have enough conversations? Did you work with your distributor enough to help them feel empowered to get to supervisor? Okay, whatever it may be. So I want to give you guys, when we come on here every week, we're going to give some content, okay? We're going to have someone share like a personal experience, just like Nicole did, and then we're going to give a couple of tasks to work on for the week, okay? So what I want to bring to you guys tonight is the importance, and we've talked about this before, but I really feel like now is the time to get way better at bringing someone into the nutrition club and doing a wellness profile in person and getting them on the scale and scheduling your follow-up in person. And I'm going to give you the reasons why. So I know we have the online wellness profile tool, right? Everyone, you guys all know that. Okay, they're great. But you guys, Herbalife, our business, is face-to-face relationship building. Okay, so if you don't have a scale, like a Tanita scale or some type of scale in your club, I just say Tanita because it reads a couple more things than just the weight. If you don't have that, let's get one in your club and really start to schedule some wellness profiles inside of the club. Also, your distributors that are on your team, are they scheduling wellness profiles inside of the club? And are you there mentoring them on how to do the profile? Are you there showing them how to use the Tanita? Okay, this is a huge, huge, huge health coach method. So what we're really trying to teach you guys is health coaches first and royalty builders. We all know our nutrition clubs are bomb. We all know 100 cups, 100 consumptions a day is where it's at. And we all, of course, are like 100 is minimum. Let's go for 150. Let's go for 200. But what about the back end work person to person, right? That's where the wellness profile appointment comes in, where you're sitting down. It literally takes 15 minutes. You guys, the video that Tina has in our 10-Step Coaches website on the wellness profile, okay, you need to watch that tonight if you have not. Watch it tonight. Okay, have your team watch it tonight, and then let's start to create a massive action wave around meeting people at the club, doing the Tanita, getting their measurements, and scheduling them for follow-up at the club. Why do we want to schedule them for follow-up at the club? They get stories. Let them hear a story in the club. Okay, let them, like Megan, if she's bringing in her client for follow-up on her week 1 appointment, she can hear Amber's story on the products, right? If Tiffany's bringing in her client for a wellness profile for the first time ever, someone can hear Leilani's story. If it's a guy, they can hear Aaron's story. You guys, this is just bridging, okay? This is relationship building. We can't do that through a phone all the time. So we're just trying to teach, like, let's get face-to-face. Let's work on communication. Let's work on some relationship building. And let's start it with the wellness profile. So back to the basics, yes. And some of you guys grew up doing this, right? Some of us grew up doing the wellness profiles together in the club. And I think obviously with online technology, sometimes we stray away from those things. But what we can't stray away from is learning how to be Health Coach Basics 101. Wellness profile, get them on a scale. How much do they weigh? What's their body fat? What's their goals? Okay, and then bringing them in for follow-up. Let me give you guys one idea real quick. Let's say on Wednesdays, you scheduled your clients for weigh-in Wednesday. And all day Wednesday, you just had clients coming in and hopping on the Tanita for their follow-up. That's like 20 extra consumptions or 20 extra cups on a Wednesday because you're bringing everyone in on one day to follow up and weigh in and making it a party, right? Like weigh-in Wednesday, selfie station, whatever it is. Okay, so you're posting like weigh-in Wednesday on your social media. People are like, I want to be a part of weigh-in Wednesday. What is that? Okay, so you guys, there's just so much fun you can have with it. So what we're going to do this week for task number 1, okay, is you're going to book 3 wellness profiles in person. So we're working, of course, this call is Thursday to Thursday, right? So we have until next Wednesday. It's only 3. So if we have one tomorrow and we have one Saturday and we have one Tuesday, there's your 3, okay? Have someone take a picture of you doing your wellness profile in person, okay? Keep those pictures. Put it on your social media, okay? We'll create, maybe we'll create a little group and we can post our pictures in that, whatever, some way to report our gauges, okay? Next thing, task number 2. Oh, Nicole, Lay, I did one today. It doesn't count. Time starts now. Okay, so task number 2, tracking your customer retail profit through an Excel sheet. And I'm gonna send you guys an example. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm talking about and then I'll send it to you. So we need to know how much retail cash we're bringing in every single month. You guys, when we tell our stories, when I made in 3 weeks, $541, that's the story that I have been telling for 6.5 years. $541 in 3 weeks. The reason why we need to know these numbers is because $500 or $200 in a week or $250 retail profit in a week, don't you think that someone is going to want to make $250 cash extra in a week? That's why we need to know our business. We have to know our numbers. There was a couple of people who were like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how much I made. If you don't know how much you've made, you are not building a business. You're just building a hobby. So in your customer Excel sheet, you can have like their name. What did they buy from you? What did they pay you for it? What was your cost? What's your profit? Simple. And then you're adding up your profit every single week. And then monthly, what's your customer profit? Okay, retail profit. Because we get paid multiple ways in Herbalife. But for now, we're just going to work on the retail game. Okay, this week task, you guys, if you look at it from a perspective, is retailing. Yes, okay, retailing, getting people on a scale, wellness profiles, and tracking your retail cash flow. That's what we're working on this week, okay? So what we'll do is we'll send those 2 tasks out. We're going to meet on here the same time, 8:30, yes, okay, 8:30 next week. Okay, last thing. We have 10 days. We've got 10 days left in the month. Where did the month go? Would you guys agree? We have 10 days left. Like, oh my God, where is June? Okay, 10 days left. This is the last month of qualifications before extravaganza. Where are you tracking to sit? As royalty builders, and April, you're brand new, okay? A couple of you guys are brand new. I wouldn't expect you to be able to qualify platinum in your first 2 months. I mean, it's possible, but okay, where are we tracking to sit? If you're already qualified platinum, awesome. Who are you helping to qualify platinum? Who's gonna sit with you in platinum that's on your team? Okay, qualify yourself so you can teach other people how to qualify. Got it? All right, you guys, questions, comments, clarity needed? Everybody good? Thumbs up? 2 thumbs way up? Get it? Okay, so I'm gonna unmute all you guys. You guys ready to change your royalty check? Woo! Yes. Okay. Good? Questions? No questions? Okay. Bye, guys. We'll send out the task and the message. Rock and roll.